Tip of the morning. Welcome to Pajamas and Pancakes and Kimbalissimo. Thanks for joining me this morning. We are owning our crowns this morning. A good English crown on our head, like a Derby Day crown, but my peacock feather crown. And it's Monday. Welcome. It's a slow moving morning. I'm just enjoying my tea. And thank you for joining this morning. This morning we are going to be doing a smoothie because my son likes something a little less in the morning. And we are also going to be doing a sausage kind of baked egg dish. And this morning we are this week I think I'm gonna go paleo. And paleo, because if anyone wants to lose weight, give paleo a try. I started with paleo a long time ago, but I changed my diet up and what I do. And it really depends on your body. So when people say, oh, do this, no, you gotta really listen to your body and what it wants. And also we're going to do a Ninja Crock Pot chicken dish. That way we can have tacos later tonight. So I am going to take my peacock feather. I use this peacock feather. It's like an extension of our energy, an extension of ourselves. And we're just going to bless the food. And let's set our crowns today. You can set your crown at what you'd want. I know a lot of people get dry bars or they blow out their hair, get your hair ready for the week. A shout out to Rachel. And so set your crown. I am setting it at strength, that we have strength in the body, that any picture that you want to change, whether it's a picture of maybe you don't feel confident enough, that you are strong and powerful, or maybe that you're alone and that you want to feel whole or feel complete. So we are just setting this food, and you can feel the vibration in the kitchen, just kind of spinning and bringing it in. This is Marin, but still, peacocks actually come from my childhood. And so I'd like to, here is the tea that I made today. Now this tea is rose petal, it's peppermint, and we have red raspberry leaf and nettle. This tea is completely infused with strength and power and giving your nervous system to be able to relax and open up. So I'm gonna take that mixture, I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons of tea, and this tea, it's a tonic. It is a complete tonic. If you can find a place that sells herbs and buy herbs, you can make all kinds of teas to heal all kinds of things. So this is gonna calm your nerves, but also giving you strength today. Because yesterday I was so tired, and now today I need more strength. I need more power. And we're gonna heat this up, and this is going to just steep then for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So it's about 2 tablespoons, and I use 1 part of each. 1 part of peppermint, 1 part of rose petal, 1 part of nettle tea. So there we go. There is our tea, since I love tea. We're gonna let that steep, and just a shout out to my heart to your heart today. And as we are owning our crowns, our Peacock Energy. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm gonna move this aside and start with our egg dish, because we're gonna put that in the oven. And then we're gonna talk about how we can transform things in our life. You know, the things that we can't seem to change, and those blocks. But first, as I'm gonna move this pineapple aside, we're gonna take our sausage, we're gonna heat this pan up. So for paleo, I don't know how many of you have tried paleo, but I started with paleo and I washed my eggs because I had a lot of stomach problems. I got a parasite when I was 21, and ever since then, you know, I've just had a lot of stomach pain, and that's eating a lot of gluten. a lot of the time. So, you know, one of the diets, I think I've tried every single diet. And so I know a lot about food and I know a lot about health. But everyone is different. I was a vegan even for 8 years. Vegan, that means no dairy, no meat, and I got really unhealthy. That does not mean if I could do vegan, I would, and a lot of people thrive off of it. And so it really just depends on your body type and what your body needs. And I have some amazing, you know, diets that are not, you know, I would say health regimes because I don't diet. And then when you find the foods that are right for your body, your body completely thrives. And so what we're going to do here is we're just going to cut up these onions very thin because this is what we're going to put on the top of this dish, of this baking little dish that we're going to make here. And we're going to just do it very thin, slice these. Okay. And so let me know if you've tried paleo. Let me know, or please share ideas if you have done paleo. But, you know, I know my husband wants to lose some weight. And so what paleo is? What is paleo? Paleo is kind of like the caveman days. There were no grains back then. And grains came on a lot later. And so a lot of times grains create a lot of inflammation in the joints. So if you're having pain in your body, try and get off grains. Try and get off legumes. Can you believe it? And then, so there's no kind of dairy. And it also, so we're going to be cooking this week, and we are going to be making things that we would make, like pancakes and stuff like that with coconut flour, with almond flour. And, okay, I'm going to set this aside. So when you set your food, you don't cry with onions. So we're setting our food at strength today, at having energy. Now I wash these eggs in a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And let's see if you can see. And we are going to take these eggs out. Let me just wash this again. And we're going to whisk these eggs in this. And I'm going to start this as soon as it heats up a little more. Get my whisk out. And so I crack the eggs on the counter because that way when you crack them over or on the plate, what happens is the shell can get in. And so I've got 6 eggs here. I've got 1 small onion, and I've got, oh, see, look at, I had a shell. Anyway, got knocked in. I got 1 small onion, and now we are going to put the sausage in. So, this is a part of my tea. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Welcome to Own Your Crown today. I have my peacock feather hat on because when I was growing up, my father would take us to the Richmond dumps because we lived in Richmond when I was really young, and we would play there. And we would get our stuff there. I remember we got this TV there that didn't work, but it was a piece of furniture and it kind of looked nice. So we'd fill our home with a bunch of stuff. My dad was a hoarder. And so, but you know, even then, even if you go to the rent dumps, you can see on the right, there used to be a horse stable. There was a horse named Dino there, and there were peacocks there. And I remember early on that how, you know, in all this junk, in all this crap, could peacocks thrive and live? And I saw a peacock eating some green, fluorescent kind of stuff. But the reason why peacocks, and this is what we're kind of setting the energy at today, the peacocks, let me turn this down. What makes their plumage beautiful is poison. And so, you know, and that was kind of how my journey began early on in energy work. Not knowing I was going to be an energy worker, but it's really, how do we change poison into beauty? How do we transform? Like looking at those peacocks, and I felt, you know, like I was in the dumps, had no money, we couldn't afford anything. And, you know, how does a peacock take something that needs to be transformed and make it beautiful? And so I have to say, when I think about what has kind of led me to do what I do, it's the peacock. The peacock. Eating the poison and becoming beautiful. Making things beautiful. And the bulldozer. Because the bulldozer was always about clearing space. I've watched the bulldozers all the time. Clearing space, creating space. And, you know, so today, think about what you want to transform. What in your life, you know, do you feel alone? Do you feel like you're not good enough? Do you feel like everyone else has something and you don't? Well, identify that and eat it. Inhale it. And as you inhale it, exhale it, and it can become beauty. It can become, you know, something new. But if we resist it, if we don't ingest it, if we don't digest it, you know, then that's health. You know, a lot of health problems too is we can't digest our food. And so if we can't stop, drop, and flush, then what happens is we get sick because we cannot digest our foods. So I'm gonna let this cook, and I'm gonna whisk these eggs. So this is a very simple dish. We're on a paleo week, and a paleo means no grains, no dairy, and no wheat. And even, you know, if you get off wheat, like wheat is like glue in the system. And now all these things, you know, wheat stays, if you take a bite of wheat, it stays in your system for 6 weeks. If I eat wheat, I feel like I have horrible arthritis, like an autoimmune thing. So, you know, this is something I'm not telling you to do, but you can try maybe paleo for a week. But then I'll integrate something new next week, because there's so many interesting and healthy ways that you can eat. And most importantly, when all these diets come up that people talk about, you know, I'm going to add some salt and pepper to this. The most important thing is to see how your body responds, because everyone's body is different. Everyone's body responds in a different way. And so, you know, we're going to see how we feel. And that would be then cutting out sugars. You know, there's a lot of sweet potatoes they use in paleo. And, you know, and my husband is wanting to lose a few pounds, but I'll tell you what, I know in his fraternity, I guess they did I don't know what it's called, the initiation week or whatever, and he will never eat a sweet potato. So something with that. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to the eggs, and we're going to add some salt. Let's see how our sausage is doing. This is doing good. We got the oven on 350, and this is a paleo meal. Very simple. We are just taking the sausage. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start to grease our baking pan. Now in the paleo diet, let's just move this here for a bit. Oops. Coconut oil. They use a lot of coconut oil. And so coconut oil, there's several ways you can use coconut oil. We're going to grease the pan with it. But I use it on my face. I actually will use it on my feet when I get out of the shower. It's an amazing antifungal. Let me just get a little knife here and put some more. It's a great antifungal, and you can use it on your body. I put it on my body too. So it depends. Like I use a lot of hemp on my body also. And hemp is fabulous. you know, so we'll be cooking with hemp too. Now, hemp is not, you know, it's not going to get you high. People are confused about hemp. We used to have hemp all the time in our clothes long ago, before we had cotton. Everything was hemp. So it's going back to the old. It's going back to what's original. So I coated my baking dish with coconut oil. See, this is kind of more like I eat, but I don't eat a ton of meat. But I did start like this. So it's a good transition because, you know, then you get out of the cravings for sugar. So now what we're gonna do is, this is good and brown, and we're gonna put this in the oven. So we're gonna turn this off. We're gonna add see if you can see, we're gonna add our sausage in our baking pan and just layer the bottom layer. And so on your crown today, you know, I put this crown on today because I'm a little low in energy, and I'm just setting the space at strength and having a lot of energy today and power. And so Monday is a great time to wear your crown, because then you're going to remember what your pictures are, who you are. And as opposed to, it's very important. Now we're going to add the egg on top of it, and we're actually going to mix it through. You know, be aware today too, it's kind of like if you have people at work or your friends, and if you're just listening to them and they're just going on and on and on, it's very dangerous. Not very dangerous, but you know, you want an exchange, you want flow. And to have flow means that there's an exchange. You're exchanging, they're exchanging. And now we're gonna put all of these onions right on top, you know, and we're going to bake it. And we're gonna see how this comes out. And then we're gonna put it in the oven. Now, you can caramelize those onions, but I'm just gonna bake it. Now we're going to make the drink. Kind of, my son wants a protein drink, and we're gonna use some coconut oil. You know, he's not a big coconut oil person, but what we're going to put, we're going to actually take our pineapple. I love this pineapple Gidget Gadget that we used last time, and I am going to use that again, just in case you haven't seen this Gidget Gadget thing I got from my dad, Mr. Gidget Gadget. So you stick it in. Now let's see if I got this right. You stick it in and you turn it you turn it clockwise. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if this works. Wait a minute, hold on. My hands are wet. Oh my gosh. We'll see. This worked the first time, and I think my hands were just too wet. Actually, it's once you get it kind of in there, now it's easy to twist. So this is a good exercise. See, now when you cook, it's like you're going to the gym. There we go. All right, and then look at, voila! Pineapples and peacocks. Love this. And then what we do is we take off the top, voila, and then we drop this out. So what we're gonna do, perfect, it takes the whole, look at, you can see, it takes the middle of it out. That's awesome. That saves me so much time. I hated cutting pineapples. So what we're gonna add to this, we're gonna, and look at how it creates a spiral. Very pretty. Okay, we're gonna, there's my dog chasing the crows. Every morning we're adding like a half a cup of pineapple. And it's like a green kind of smoothie this morning. And so we're gonna add pineapple. And then what we're gonna add is we're gonna add a cup of grapes. And we're going to do some spinach. Add the spinach in here. And then we're gonna add a half a banana. Voila. Here we go. And this is different than the berry one I made. So we got that, half a banana. Now we got some ice cubes. Okay, I'm hurrying. Okay, I'm gonna hurry. And then we're gonna put some water in it. We have a half a cup of water. There we go. And then we're gonna, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit, not of coconut oil, I'm gonna do 369. If you wanna lose weight, take the oils. You know, people are saying, oh, you're cooking with bacon, that's so fattening. No, you would actually not gain weight. So here we go. Voila. All right, my hands are just a little too slippery. And you know what, after using my husband's auto rags, I just bought a bunch of Microsoft rags just for the kitchen because they work so well. Okay, now let me get a to-go cup for him. And here we go. So this is a green smoothie with some pap. You want to have that brain kind of activate, and it's great to kind of stay away from some of the sugars because you'll crash and then you'll really be hungry. So here's his green drink. I've made him a turkey roll because we're going paleo, and he has some watermelon. So lunch is ready. And now, hey, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And somebody asked me, what time did you get up? I got up at 6:15 this morning. And so I was just like doling out the serving sizes. That's what I did. So this is how much time it takes. Less than a half an hour. So over here, what we're going to make is we're going to put the chicken in. Very simple. And what I'm going to make is the chicken is going to actually kind of tear off the bone, and so it's not a bone, it's boneless, but it's going to be shredded. So I'm going to do tacos with it tonight, and I'm going to do not flour, but I am going to do a sweet potato kind of tortilla, and I'm not sure. I'm going to figure it out. And we're going to add some tomatoes. Now, some people can do tomatoes. I'm not real big on nightshades, but hey, you know, if we're doing paleo, try it. See what your body says, and be very in tune with what your body can eat. Now, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna turn on this, and we had sausage in this, and I'm going to kind of toast up the pumpkin seeds that we're going to add to this kind of Mexican mix. These spices right here, this is cumin, and then I have what is this? Oh, chili powder. I totally spaced out there for a moment. Okay, now we're going to do an onion too. We're going to add to this on top, and all right. So here we go. So owning your crown today. Own your crown. Owning your crown, I talked about the peacock and why the peacock is so important, because the peacock is why it creates its beautiful plumage is it eats the poison. And that's what makes its feathers beautiful. And so all day we're ingesting people's toxic, negative energy or emotions, and that is what makes us beautiful. Instead of resisting anything or you know, it's not like we need to stay in that environment. I would not suggest staying in the environment, but if your boss is toxic or if there's a work relationship, you know, think about, this makes me more beautiful. This makes me more confident. This makes me, you know, so you don't go into resistance or start to collapse your energy field. Like, own your crown, walk around as that peacock today. And you know how a peacock spreads its feathers. Just even kind of imagining that, just regal and royal, you know, in the dumps, in the crap, in the shit. Like, we're all in the fucking shit. We all have shit we're dealing with. And it just reminds us to digest that. And this will make us beautiful. And isn't that true too? It's kind of like, when you think about it, the only way we can learn is feedback. The only way, that's why I love your feedback. I love, you know, just you giving a shout out. And okay, so what we're gonna put is the pumpkin seeds in here. And there we go. We're going to just, actually I took the sausage grease and we're just going to kind of toast these a little bit. And so this is paleo too. We have this chicken dish. We're gonna let that toast a bit while we cut up the onions. Now we have another Gidget gadget. You may have seen this before. And this Gidget gadget is, there we go. We've got some garlic. We're going to use 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to put the onions in here. And so what I do is, this is a garlic, I don't know what it is. It's a Gidget gadget that, look at, it peels off the garlic. Voila. Instead of, there you go. And put another one in. We'll put two things of garlic in. And let's see, we'll just roll it. And voila. This one did not, sometimes you have to really press it down really hard. And I got a lot of stuff on this, so it's not rolling. So let's see how this works. I think maybe, let's see what works better. Ah, you know, that works too. And there we go. So now we just chop this up. I just kind of just slice it. All right, and then we can put it right in here. There we go. So we have here, now I'm gonna make a taco, kind of shredded tacos with this. But what we have is cumin, we have chili powder, and we have chicken. This is going to all day. Now we're gonna add here, this is ready actually. I just kind of wanted to toast these a bit. Some of them just get really toasty. Okay, and then we're just gonna add this on top. I'm kind of throwing things around this morning. And we're going to turn this off. There we go. It's 7:29. And we have done a smoothie to recap. We have done dinner, which is this chicken, I don't know, Tex kind of mix with pumpkin seeds. And there we go. There we go. And let's see how our kind of breakfast is doing. We're going to turn that on low. The longer you cook, so it's hard to get great stuff in the crock pot. But I'll tell you what, that jambalaya I made, oh my gosh, that was incredible. So it's really good for maybe taco stuff or, you know, but we'll see how this is. And let's just check out what's happening here in the oven. This needs a little bit more time. And Ingrid's going to be stopping by today to give her thumbs up or mezza or really good, or there's all kinds of hand gestures that she gives me. So we'll see what she says. And the tea, let's have the tea. So this tea is my tea that I made today. Now, look how beautiful these leaves are. It's right there. You have all that stuff right there. Bye. Love you.
Love you.
Love you. Come here, give me a hug. Bye. Love you. Have a great day at school.
Do you have a water bottle anymore?
Look in that bottom drawer. You took the other water bottles and your smoothies right there. So my son's leaving. A shout out to his drama. They're going to be doing the presentation of Shakespeare, Midsummer Night Dream. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. But it's not typical Shakespeare. What it is, but it's set in San Francisco. So it's a modern day thing. And this is a great way to introduce your kids to the arts and creativity. They have a nationally ranked drama department, and they're going to London to see and hang out with Jeremy Irons, right?
I don't think we hang out
Oh,
with them.
they don't hang out with him. They're going to see a play with him. So there's your smoothie right there. It's a great smoothie. Love you. Have a great day at school. See you after 6 tonight. After 6 tonight. Love you. Okay, so here is, this is a beautiful tea. Rose petals, peppermint, nettle, and raspberry leaf. It smells so good. If you can find, maybe online or at Good Earth, or they have a place in San Rafael, I can't remember what it's called, but you can buy your own teas. And so you steep it for about 15 minutes, and this is my little design, and steep it for about 15 minutes, and then let's try it. And since we are setting our space and owning our crown, sipping our tea, oh my goodness, it is just so medicinal. It is so healing. And we can heal ourselves with food. So this week we're doing paleo, and try it and see what happens to your body, see if it responds. A lot of people will lose a few pounds just from doing paleo. And then we're just in tune and talking to the body. We're owning our peacock space. And so remember, the peacock is about eating in the poison and making its plumes beautiful. So thank you for joining today. And Pajamas and Pancakes. See you tomorrow.